going to read a chapter from Block 47. For the people who, I'm not going to give away too much of the story, but in Block 47, Tony Austin, the main character, he declared war against the U.S. government for, some conspiracy stuff that, that a scientist told him about. He's been digging stuff up and he's been finding different things out, and he took him to war. So when he declared war on CNN, on the news channel, he showed his bill of health and said, listen, I got a clean bill of health. There's nothing wrong with me. I have no illnesses. If anything pop up, it's by injection. This is what Jane Doe has told him, the scientist. He also said, listen, I have no open enemies. So if I come up dead or missing, this had to come from the government. So he got in front of this thing. So by getting in front of this thing, the government isn't being, they're not able to do certain things to him. You know what I mean? Like they done, like Jane Doe has said they done in the past to other individuals. So now in this book right here, being that they can't really touch him, they're making the lives of the people around him hell. Like the people around him, whether it's clients in prison, they treat them unjust, or close friends, they put pressure on him. So Tony's whole life is under pressure, and not even because of his own, not directly with him, it's the people around him. So in this particular chapter, Tony just came from seeing one of his clients, and the client was saying, listen, man, they're giving me hell in here. They're not feeding me. I haven't had my medicine in 3 days. I haven't showered in 8 days. So Tony goes to the FBOP, which is the Federal Bureau of Prisons. This is the director who oversees all the federal jails across the country and outside the country. So Tony walks in, right? And when he goes in, he's in an outrage. Yet he's maintaining his composure. Sitting across from him is Michael Carnegie, the director of the Federal Bureau of Prisons. This man oversees the operation of 122 Bureau of Prisons, 6 regional offices, 2 staff training centers, 4 contract facilities, and 22 residential reentry management offices. He has oversight and management of approximately 35,500 staff and about 156,000 inmates. My client has been under inhumane conditions and treated unjustly by the officers, and I'm sure this order was passed down. Passed down from who? Are you insinuating that I'm passing orders to treat inmates unjustly? The director asked. Listen, we're not going to play this game, Tony says. The beef with my client is personal. It has nothing to do with him and everything to do with me. My apologies, but what did you say your name is again? The director asked. I try to do this the right way, but I see I'm fighting a losing battle, Tony says. My name is of no importance today, but very soon from here on out, whenever you think of me, you will cringe, Tony says with a threatening demeanor. The director laughs in Tony's face, and Tony laughs with him. FCI Florence. One of my clients was kept underground and hid from his family for years. He was beaten and drugged just because he wouldn't cooperate with the feds. I have correction officers who will testify and tell the court detail by detail the strict instructions given by their warden to beat, starve, and drug my client for 2 years, Tony says while smiling. In a USP, I have an officer ready to testify. A mentally ill inmate was held down on many occasions and overdosed with Thorazine to sedate him while officers sodomized him. The inmate had been in the system for 25 years and had no contact with the outside world. And that is how they were able to hide his death. Natural cause is what they have it down as, but my witnesses will tell us how he really died and what led him into cardiac arrest, Tony says while smiling. FDC Honolulu Women's Prison. I have correction officers ready to testify that one lieutenant was in cahoots with the doctor who was supplying him medication to keep an inmate high. And that lieutenant was an acting pip for the same inmate. He provided a back cell that he used as a motel, and he even provided condoms. The said inmate has had a relationship with him for years, and once she found out he was intimately involved with another inmate, she threatened to blow the whistle on him. And that is when he started drugging her up. Right now, her brain is fried, and she is not even mentally capable of withstanding a trial, but I have some kind officers who will testify on her behalf, he says with a bigger smile. Out of the 122 facilities you oversee, I have cases on at least 50 of them. All of this was done under your watch. Some inhumane conditions, some sexual assault, some hiding inmates, and physical torture. But all of them have one thing in common. You know what that is? That's what he says with a smile. Let me tell you. All of them All of them have drugs as the core of my case. Whether it's the misuse of drugs or the sedation of inmates, when this is over, you will no longer be the director. I hope and pray that you were granted all the fortune you could ever desire during these 2 years of you in this position. Because after this is over, expect a summons to court soon, Tony says as he spins around and makes his way to the door. Mr. Austin, please, 1 minute. Tony stops short. Wrong person, he says. I came here as Tony Austin, but I'm leaving here as Tony Austin, Esquire of Austin Law. See you in court.